I'm here to talk about heart disease and heart disease awareness. I myself have witnessed personally the effects of heart disease on the family, on the individual. My father dealt with heart disease, and I was able to take the front seat and actually witness how it affected him mentally, how it affected him physically, and just the everyday fight. And some of the things that I want to bring to you guys' attention is how important it is to stand next to whoever you know, whether it's a close family relative or even a friend, and fight that struggle with them. Stay right next to them and be there with them every step of the way. You know what I mean? Because a lot of times, we all feel that we can tackle these things, or a person strong enough, you see them smiling and laughing and giggling. You don't really know what's taking place inside of them on a mental note, on an emotional note. And I feel it's very important to get yourself involved, It's very important to be aware of what are the causes and the preventatives and the steps that you can take to, if not cure it, persuade in a positive direction, when it comes to eating well, eating habits, dieting habits, exercising habits, you want to be there. Back to my father now. Yeah, he dealt with the heart disease, and I would notice, for a long time, I guess I may have been in denial because, sometimes you're on the front seat so long that, you're not really acknowledging things that are taking place, especially with someone close to you. I was in denial when I seen there were normal tasks that we were able to do when I was younger and he was younger, that he now had difficulty doing at the age of 55. I was completely negligent to the fact that he was having trouble going up and down the steps on a day-to-day basis. I was completely negligent why he was so upset about going to work and going up the Manhattan steps and complaining about those flight of steps and going up every day. And it also brought me to a more of a conscious state because it's funny, my last job that I was at, I was taking the train, constantly the subway all the time, and I would be going up and down the steps, getting to the next train, and it'd be some days where it'd be like someone older in front of me, and I would get so upset because they were going up so slow. And then one day, I had the flashback of what my father had told me, and it changed me forever because I said, wow, you never know what an individual's going through. This person could be suffering from the same thing my father was suffering from, and here I am being inconsiderate and just thinking about myself and my own personal agenda, where I got to go and where I got to be. You know what I mean? So instead of being angry, I took the time, every time I encountered that situation, I took the time to think deeply about the individual and just be conscious about the situation. And if I had to wait a couple extra seconds behind them, I did so. So with this whole heart disease awareness, we got the bombers, P Exotic, BYBS bombers, and we have the heart disease logo on here as well. It's all about the awareness aspects of things, Even if you don't know someone close to you who's dealing with heart disease, it's still very important to be more conscious, because ultimately life is about becoming a more conscious individual on all aspects. When we talk about heart disease, like I said, it can be very debilitating, 2012, my father had an open heart surgery, and that was very big for me, It was very traumatic for me at the same time, because when you go through these big surgeries, the doctors, you got a good team of doctors, but you never know what's going to happen. You never know what's the outcome. I remember every December, January, we'd go back and forth to the hospital because it's the time things would get complicated, And then it'd be ongoing fight. You just never know, just never knowing. And I always told myself that, damn, Lamar, you would have to do more. You have to do something. You can't just go about living a regular life. You got to create a route where you can limit the effects of all these things weighing in on your shoulders, So I said, wow, I'm going to get on my exotics movement. I'm going to push this exotic movement. I'm going to go as far as I can go so that I can have the time to spend with my father to work on his health. I can have the time to hire somebody to make the right meals for him. I have the time to hire somebody to exercise with him. I can have the time for somebody to come in-house and make sure his health was up to par at every given time in the moment, even when I'm not around, Unfortunately, that wasn't my reality, Unfortunately, things did not play out that way. But I've learned a great thing from this whole experience. And that is when it comes to these debilitating diseases, such as heart disease, the most important thing you can do is be in that fight with the person or the individual dealing with it, any way, shape, or form that you can. A lot of times people neglect to understand that just moral support is more than enough. Just moral support is more than enough. You know, there's ups and downs to this on a day-to-day basis. A lot of you have ups and downs. Some days you're in a good mood, some days you're in a bad mood. You know, you got to think about when people are dealing with these diseases and they're on medications and stuff like that. That is enough to bother human beings or persons, this mental state, to understand when you got to keep thinking to yourself, like, I cannot survive without these pills. Everybody wants to be self-sufficient, you know? Well, you got to wake up in the morning, pop 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pills just to be self-sufficient. You know what I mean? Not even self-sufficient, but just to be sufficient. You know, that can take a toll on your mental health. And I encourage everybody to be there. Be there for one another. Be there for somebody who, even if it's not heart disease, you know they're dealing with something that's detrimental to their health. Be there for them on a conscious note, on a moral support basis, whatever you can do. You know, you do it. And yeah, today's February 3rd, third day of heart disease awareness. And I guess I teamed up with my partner, Samuel Manuel Dickerson, and we came out with these exotic BYBS bombers. Got the PX here, logo, heart disease awareness logo, and we have the Better You, Better Society on the back. Strictly because a better you does make a better society. Thank you.